Welcome to the morning after week 3 here in the CFFL. We'll start with the week that was right away here. So we'll get to the action right away here. First of all, we'll take a look at one of the games this week. The Minotaurs take down Little Big Men. Minotaurs were led by Mark Ingram with 25.5 points. Arguably the best game of his career fantasy-wise. Little Big Men pretty much were Dak Prescott and not a whole lot else. He had almost over half their points, actually. The next one, we saw Deshaun Watson lead the Black Dingoes over the Cardinals, 80 to 52.5. Julio Jones was the main scorer for the Cardinals as they fall to 1-2. TK's Bucks squeaked out a victory over Dr. Dangerous. The Bears defense made it interesting on Monday night. However, it was not enough to pull out the victory there against the Bucks, who moved to 3-0. Thielen and Dalvin Cook, the Vikings combination, had 28.5 points. Matt Ryan had 19 for Dr. Dangerous. The Horn Dogs took down the Gargoyles 69.5 to 39.5. Phillip Rivers at 15 with a balanced assault from the Horn Dogs. New Orleans defense had 13 for the Gargoyles as they fall to 0-3. Another one that was a nail biter was the Bruisers took down the Badgers 57.5 to 57. Jared Goff had 13.5. Juju Smith-Schuster had one big catch for 70 yards, pretty much accounted for almost all of his points. He had 10 for the Badgers. And field goal that was missed in that game by the Bears kicker on Monday night proved to be the culprit there for the Badgers as they fall to 0-3 as well. And the big game of the week, I believe the two highest points of the year were scored in this one. In Rodgers We Trust scored 132, which is the new record for the flex and half-point scoring. That record was at 130 by myself in 2013. His starting receivers scored insane, 68.5 points. I think they had like 400 and some yards receiving, 7 touchdowns, I think. Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, amazing game. A lot of the guys had good games too, Philip Lindsay, and so on and so forth. But those receivers, that's an unreal stat. 132, and the Price is Right had an amazing game as well with 94. However, they did not come through with enough. That would have been a heck of a game if they were both in the hundreds. I don't think that's ever happened. But to Rebec, on that one, only one thing we can say. You can celebrate this one, Rebec, because this is a big one. This is a big one. Big victory for you as you move to 2-1. On that one. Player of the week, boy, could go with any one of your receivers, but we'll go with Mike Evans, 190 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, 28.5 points. Some people worried about his production through the first couple games, but he really came through there with a huge game. They really focused on getting him the ball a lot, so that helped the Buccaneer offense kind of get back on track too. Sorry about your fantasy team. The biggest fantasy news of the week, just injuries, has been ridiculous. Since the last morning after, so 2 weeks ago, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Saquon Barkley, Damian Williams, Devin Singletary have all missed time. It looks like T.Y. Hilton and Julian Edelman are likely to miss time. I guess Edelman's a little bit more positive now. Njoku, to a lesser extent. It's insane the amount of injuries so far this year. Luckily, the NFL is thinking of making the season longer because I think that's what those players need is a little bit more games. They'll be playing with practice squad players if they do make this an 18-week game season. It's crazy. Anyway, as for the games next week, there really isn't a whole lot of really awesome games. Little Big Men, who are 2-1, will take on the 2-1 riding high in Rodgers We Trust. So that is it for the week. Good luck to everybody this week except Bites. Sorry, I hope you go 0-4 after this week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. I think I can do one next week. And have a good week.